I think he's American as well, if memory serves. Just going to open up my TeamSpeak once again. And verbinden. Password. So there we go. I am logged in. I'm going to hope for a quick move. And hello, Broken Shot. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I think everything is everything's fine right now.
Fantastic. Well, jump into the game if you can. You've got the game name. You've got the password.
I got an invite and it accept, but it's not letting me in.
Just join through custom game. It'll be easier.
Okay. Who's the creator of the game? Is it Froggen?
I don't actually know. Well, there we go.
All right. What's the password?
Check Skype.
1 sec.
So we'll do quick introductions very, very quick or shortly. This is, of course, CLG on the left-hand side. There we go. They are going to be facing off against Na'Vi on the right-hand side. Na'Vi have already won a game. Na'Vi is 1-0. There we go. Sand, give it to Cotton X.
Na'Vi won the first game?
Yes, Na'Vi won the first game, so they're 1-0 up against CLG. And, of course, if CLG go out now, they don't qualify for Dreamhack from the online. They'll have to qualify through the open LAN, if they decide to commit and go for that.
Okay, so this is going to be game 2.
So that's it.
Right.
Game number.
Was it a close game or was it a complete stomp?
I have no idea. Unfortunately, I was casting an upper bracket game the last particular match. So
well, after CLG beat I think it was AL. They beat AL yesterday. I'm sure they're feeling very strong about themselves, and they have their moments. They can be a very strong team, but we're gonna have to see. Na'Vi also has their moments. Very strong jungler from Cotton X. Yeah,
Cotton X played fantastically well earlier. We watched them. We watched them playing Nautilus. We watched them playing earlier in the week as well against a couple of teams on the EU Nordic and East, and it's a lot of fun. I need to bump your volume on TeamSpeak really quickly.
Okay. Can I do like a little introduction?
Yes, please do. So for everybody that's on the stream, let us know who you are.
Hi, everybody on stream. My name is Broken Shard. I'm a 2K ELO player on West. I used to play on East. I main junglers, and I did a little bit of casting with Panky, and it's really, really cool to be here. Big fan of Quick Shot.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you for joining. Panky recommended you incredibly highly, so you are going to be staying with us. It's Broken Shard, ladies and gentlemen. We'll throw up some Facebook and Twitter links just now. And we're into bans and picks. Jackson Ari removed. What are we going to see next, Broken?
All right, well, I know for a fact that Nestorless plays a lot of Jax. Like, in past tournaments, I've seen him play only Jax. And Jax at the moment is considered broken, because I don't really think there are any matchups that really go full against Jax, because you can shut him down, but he'll just come back with a little bit of farm.
Yeah, and the longer the game goes, the more powerful he gets. The amount of damage they can put out, the amount of sustain once he gets, that scimitar built up, or the cutlass rather.
He doesn't really have any sustain. That's the one weakness.
Yeah. But once he gets some lifesteal and some spell vamp, in conjunction with the damage he can put out, it's scary.
It's just ridiculous.
I like seeing the Anivia ban. It does mean Froggen's not going to get his absolutely OP, guys.
3 AP bans, all directed at Froggen. They're really scared of this AP. And Anivia, I see it all the time against Froggen. Kog'Maw has just been recently, but Ahri, Anivia, and Kog'Maw all just for one person. You know that Na'Vi is really trying to shut Froggen down. Like, they see him as the main threat.
Now we're going to see Nautilus and Yorick, the bans from CLG. So that's removing that very early jungler, but it does, and then of course Yorick, the top laner. Who do you think they're going to put in top lane?
I haven't really seen Yorick in a long time.
Yeah, the thing about Yorick is he's an immovable object. Once he gets into a lane and gets a little bit of mana going, it's that Omen of Famine gives so much life back. You can't get rid of him in that lane.
Exactly.
So locks in at the moment. We do see CLG locking in Urgot. I'm not necessarily 100% convinced with Urgot. We've seen him do very, very well. We've also seen him being shut down very effectively, especially because of the fact that once you hit the mid in the late game, his DPS falls off so heavily. So if any of your other lanes have had troubles, and you don't have the damage to back up his tank ability, you can't finish anybody off.
Well, CLG has been playing Leona Urgot a lot. They've practiced it a lot, so I'm pretty sure they're very confident in the ability to completely destroy the bot lane. I mean, Soraka is a very, very squishy champion, so if they can lock onto Soraka, she's gonna die. I'm gonna call a Karthus mid, because one, Citizen plays a lot of Karthus, and two, Codenex has played a lot of Jungle Shen. When I asked him about it, he said that I want to be like the Koreans, I want to play Jungle Shen, so I'm gonna call Jungle Shen here.
Well, it's very, very interesting you actually just said that, because I'm keeping an eye on chat just over on the left-hand side, and apparently in the previous game, Na'Vi went Karthus mid and Yorick top and completely tore CLG apart. Apparently it was that combo that was the determining factor, and that was, what was able to turn the game around for them. We do see somebody hovering over Darius. That is not permitted. He's banned. Yeah, he is insta-banned. It's either going to be a placeholder, or it is potentially just a troll, because Nezrelis hasn't actually locked anybody in just yet. So we'll see if that gets swapped. It does get swapped to Karthus. So there we go. It was a little bit of a troll.
And there's the Karthus. Soraka and Karthus not only make a huge combo, but Citizen plays a lot of Karthus. And it looks like they're trying to win lanes through global, global influence.
Yep.
And Shen, Soraka, and Karthus all have means of getting places or helping others.
Now, who are they going to pick as a support, as a top laner now? If we are going to see Shen in the jungle, who would you put in top lane?
I'm not too sure they're going to be Shen in the jungle anymore. Like, after these next two picks, I'm expecting sole top Shen.
Well, let's have a look.
However, I'm not really sure about the Kennen versus Shen matchup, so we'll see.
Shen can beat Kennen later on. If Kennen can get a little bit of snowball going, then yes, a Kennen can take out a Shen with a little bit of items and a little bit of early, pressure from the jungler. But, ooh, I like this. I've seen Froggen play Orianna once or twice in the last week or two, and he is absolutely dominant with that particular champion.
He's really underrated.
Yeah, I completely agree. The thing that's very difficult to play or to do with an Orianna, the reason she's difficult is because of the mana costs. You need to use those abilities over and over and over, and the mana costs are extreme. Chat, I am going to bump Broken Shard once more on TeamSpeak volume. So just keep me updated if the volume's good, bad. Just, winging it at the moment. One more pick. Who is it going to be?
We'll see. I have absolutely, I'm really out of guesses here. It's going to be a top or jungle, but I'm going to have to go with a very, maybe Nocturne. Actually, Nocturne would be really good here.
Yeah, that would be
Nocturne
very
would fit
powerful.
oh, there's Jarvan.
So Jarvan top lane?
No, I think this is going to be Jarvan top, and Shen jungle.
Yep, that's what I would have thought.
Jarvan does good against Kennen.
Jarvan can tear Kennen apart. The damage that he can put out, once he's able to pick up the likes of a Brutalizer, for example, or maybe even just a Phage.
Hex Drinker.
Hex Drinker as well. Yep. I like the pick. Oh.
No, actually, Vlad works just as good. Because when you think about it, CLG's aiming to fight them all in a concentrated place with that Leona and Kennen and Orianna ult. Exactly what's going to happen is Froggen's going to throw his ball on Yellow P. Yellow P's going to jump in, and they're going to tear everybody apart. In that second, maybe Citizen will die in that place. Shen will taunt. Vlad will put his ult, and suddenly, everyone's going to be dead on CLG. They're going to take so much damage.
Now, in terms of the lane matchup, so we talked about the top. What do you think about the middle? Karthus versus Froggen. Anivia. Orianna.
Karthus never really wins. He never really wins any mid-lane matchup, but they're both long-ranged mid-champions who rely on spamming abilities to farm and push. I don't think Froggen's going to be able to kill Karthus without help, unless Citizen really, really gets outplayed and gets hit by abilities over and over again. And at the same time, I don't think Citizen's going to be able to kill Froggen unless Froggen kind of gets too close and gets hit by a wall. Because I don't think there's any reason Froggen should get hit by a wall, considering he's got all that range.
Yeah, it is true. It is true. The other thing that you've got to remember with Orianna is the auto attack damage and the fact that it scales off your ability power. So if Froggen does stick close, as opposed to maybe playing it defensively, trying to use the abilities, the DPS that's going to come out from the auto attacks, command attack, command dissonance, it is going to be slightly more effective than those lay wastes, as long as the movement speed from that command distance can be used to dodge them.
Yeah, but it's going to be really risky. because Shen can just come in and taunt, and with that taunt, it's about a second or two, you're going to get hit by lay wastes. And if he taunts him outside of the creeps, Karthus can get really, really powerful lay wastes, and Froggen's going to possibly die.
Now, the bottom lane. What do you think about the bottom lane? With a very, very aggressive...
Look at Sand. He took heal. It's been a long time since I've seen a support take heal. That's really strange.
And not only is it a support heal, it's a Soraka with heal. You know? So, you know, you've got Astral Blessing, you've got Wish, and now you've got Summoner Heal as well.
Well, they have 3 Ignites on CLG. So, I don't think this heal is going to really help him. I mean, yeah, Antigen is correct in taking Cleanse. I mean, you can't cleanse Urgot's ult, but you can cleanse all of Leona's stuns.
Yeah.
You can also cleanse Mundo's exhaust. But, I don't think this heal is really going to help them. Maybe the margin is going to keep them alive, but in a straight-on 1v1, I don't think it's going to help them very much.
Yeah, I definitely think because of the fact that Antigen has taken that cleanse, that's the primary reason why Sand Mansion has gone for that heal. In the event that a very early, you know, blade or stun comes out from Crepo's Leona, that Summoner Heal may be enough just to save Graves' life very early on. And of course, heals, even if they're, you know, less effective, you know, Wish, then Summon Heal, etc., whatever the story is, getting that health back is always going to be very, very powerful. But it's a defensive summoners. Exhaust Flash on Citizen, Cleanse Flash Antigen, Heal on top lane Nezreal. You know,
they don't have a single Ignite.
Yeah, no Ignite, only a single Exhaust, and it's very, very interesting.
I'm thinking they're going to be playing a very laid-back game for the first few minutes. Because Karthus just gets stronger and stronger as the game goes on. There's no real way to shut down a Karthus if he can just get farmed. Especially at this high level of play where Citizen knows the champion in and out, he's going to get farmed. And he's going to get really strong. And Karthus is going to be able to hit every single one of the enemy team with a high damage ult. There's no way to prevent that damage.
Yeah,
so
that is true.
These defensive summoners are kind of, I think, are going to go tailed towards a defensive game. So it's going to be boring, quick shot. It's going to be a boring game.
The thing I'm scared about, Dr. Mundo is going to be able to run around with Sadism and not have any of his healing reduced. There's no Ignite on that side against the Dr. Mundo.
And Morello's Evil Tome. It now does...
I had forgotten about that. But do you think Citizen Wayne's going to build it?
No.
I mean,
I don't think so.
Well, we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Something that I like to do at the beginning of every game is look at the skins. Sand, dude, why are you letting the side down? So, standard Soraka, and of course Kennen on top lane from Wicked top, or just Wicked.
I love that Shen skin. I love it.
The flag annoys me. What
do you got against flags? Hanky's gonna come here with Jarvan and gonna flag you in the face. That's what he's gonna do.
Everybody, while the loading is going up, this is CLG versus Na'Vi. I'm gonna throw up a quick advert break, and when we're back, it'll be game number 2 in the lower bracket. So, adverts are running at the moment. Not everybody has an ad blocker. I can throw my overlays up.
Just want to say I'm really, really happy to be here.
Yeah, thank you for joining. Thank you for helping out.
Don't thank me, thank Panky. I really asked him.
I've got the wrong logo. I need to get Na'Vi in there. So there we go.
We're in the game now.
Awesome. We are into game. I'm going to throw up directed camera really quickly. And I've just got to update my little flash banner because...
there are a lot of things
going
on. Holy.
Well,
I don't even know where anyone's going anymore.
Take me through it. What's happening? Is anybody invading or is it just spam?
When it comes down to invasion, neither team has a very strong invade force. Shen can take his taunt, but that's really going to slow him down in the jungle. Orianna's going to see Karthus and Shen in the middle lane, so I guess teams are just going to back and forth a little bit. No one's really taken an ability. Snoopy still hasn't picked up anything.
It's a defensive start from CLG. They're covering all of the entrances.
Yeah.
Making sure
no. Crepo just warded the inner Wraith area of Na'Vi. So I guess they're just looking to see if Shen's going to his red. Or maybe this will give Snoopy the opportunity to counter him.
So nothing happening in the first minute.
Nothing. Oh, we might see Sand warding something. He's kind of moved into top lane and hasn't really placed anything down yet. Okay, there he did. He put a deep ward in the mid lane. Do you see it?
Yep, I can't.
I see this as Wicked just gonna auto-hit him a couple times.
Now, the other thing we should point out as well, we've watched Wicked about 2 weeks ago in a 4PL tournament where he was playing Kennen in the top lane, and he built him attack damage. Puts some early
Do
Doran's
you mean
blades.
he built double Dorans with the spell pen boots?
No, Berserker's Greaves, double Dorans into...
Oh, he built AD.
Yeah, full on AD, and then converted into an AP, Rylai's Crystal Scepter later on. Froggen's been caught out taking a lot of damage from lay wastes. And
Well,
yeah,
the thing is, Wicked at the moment is running spell pen in the offensive masteries, but he's running AD Reds. I think this is just going to help him really hurt Navi-ness. Because AD Kennen does beat out Karthus. I'm not sure about AP Kennen, but Kennen is generally a good pick against Karthus. Because he can be all up in your face, and you can auto-hit him for tremendous damage early game. Vlad doesn't have an answer.
I'm having a look at his page at the moment. 596 HP, 66 AD. Movement speed, 360 with boots, so...
No move speed wins.
Yeah, no move speeds, unfortunately.
It looks like it's, Wait.
It's a little bit high.
It looks like it might be 21... I don't even know. I mean, he doesn't have the R pen, but
we'll
he
have
doesn't
to
even
see.
have the AP as well.
Keep an eye on how he's leveling up, because it is a single point into that electrical surge, so that's of course going to apply the on-hit mark of the storm,
Okay.
as well as being able to
page now.
farm from there. So
It's flat MR blues. It's armor yellows. No, it looks like it's HP per level yellows. It's 80 reds, and I'm not sure about his quints, but he's running 21 in offense and 9 in defense.
well, I just got an update as well, guys. Frag Zoned are officially out of the Dreamhack qualify. Fnatic have managed to win the lower bracket game 2-0, so they've qualified for the next round, but it doesn't earn them a spot in the top 4 just yet, unless I'm mistaken. I'll have to double check it. I think we've still got another round that needs to be played. But at least Fnatic, they do have 2 wins on the board now after dropping in the bottom ground. Now, Crepo does pull forward, manages to get the stun, flashes out of the taunt from Cotton X. And a very, very good
I
flash
think
from Crepo.
people are going to start making fun of me when I said it was going to be a boring game. That was a almost good game by Cotton X. If he had that taunt off, I'm not sure it would have been a kill, so I think it was a premature flash.
But it does allow him to stay in stage there. Once again, another great Zenith Blade. Does actually get taunted this time round. Summoning heal has to be blown. Buckshot, as well as the red buff tick damage is going over. And what I was trying to say is that the flash was fairly smart, because mitigating all that damage means you can stay in lane and keep putting pressure down. Now with all the damage from landing the taunt, means he has to fall back and regen the life. Wicked top on the top lane though. He's dealing so much damage to Nezrillas. And until Vlad gets some levels, Kennen's going to be able to have his way with him.
And you're right about Froggen using his auto attack. He's been sort of been in the face of Citizen. Citizen's out of potions right now. And I think they have spotted Maluno up here. They know that he's there. Citizen's going to walk in right there.
Oh, Snoopy's managed to get caught out. He does walk straight through a wall of pain, so the slow is down. Exhaust goes down as well. No flash, no exhaust. The shield comes up, but a max range taunt. First blood for Natus Vencia against Snoopy. And that's
very good job from Navi. They caught Maluno, and since Maluno has no flash, it's always risky to counter jungle without flash. I have said it so many times.
You can't counter jungle without the defensive ability. It's not
if you get
worth
caught,
the risk.
what are you going to do?
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't have his ult to run really fast or to survive ridiculous amounts. He was just regular old Mundo.
Oh, look at the damage. Yellow Pete does get caught. It's a buckshot and a banana, but is able to walk away. That kill as well also refreshed the blue buff for Cotton X. So that's pretty helpful. Keeping an eye on it. Flash from Wicked. Wow. Wicked very, very early with that flash. Now, we mentioned it earlier just before the invade from Snoopy. In the mid lane, Froggen. I've watched Froggen a couple of times playing Orianna. And every time I watch him play, he actually relies on his command attack and then the auto attacks to deal damage. Because of that passive, that clockwork wind-up, it adds 14.8 damage per each auto attack. Against a champion like Karthus, who's got very slow auto attack animation, cannot trade equally when it comes to auto attacking. And the movement speed buff, the dissonance is very, very powerful.
But I don't know if this is normal. Back when Orianna was released, or the way I used to play Orianna is I would max command attack. Froggen likes to take 2 points in command attack, and then he maxes
dissonance.
I don't know if this is normal or it's just...
The burst is higher. If you just go look at pure numbers, base level numbers, dissonance is higher. Now we do have a long range stash from Crepo. He's managed to stun him. Requiem has come out. 1 or 2 more tower hits. That is going to be a kill onto Crepo. So it's a 1-for-1 exchange, but 2 assists for CLG as opposed to only the 1 for Na'Vi.
Citizen is now ahead of Orianna. It's like him getting a kill in mid, but Froggen doesn't miss anything. This is going to give Citizen a really nice advantage. It might even help him straight up win.
Now Wicked has gone for the Sorcerer Shoe straight away. 20 plus 10% spell penetration, 0.78 attack speed, and he's maxing out Electrical Surge still. So opting for that safe harass build. You know, land a Mark of the Storm, hit a W. If you land a stun, then carry on pushing forward to the Electrical Surge.
Generally in top lane, I see lots of cannons max Electrical Surge. It's just going to give him a little bit more damage, essentially, since he's not really running Spell Pen on his reds. He's running 80. And 80 scales with his Surge a little bit more than Magic Pen. So it could be an 80 cannon with like a hybrid sort of build. I'm not really sure.
The way I've seen Wicked do it previously, he tends to build into AP, you know, work it towards his Zonya's Hourglass and a Rylai's. So we'll have to see how it transitions. But 700 gold difference, just that first gold and a little bit of farm. Bottom lane 42 for Graves to the 26 of Yellow Pete on Urgot. That's a massive difference at this point in the game already.
Graves is a really tanky champion. Urgot is one of those champions that's supposed to be, I'm tankier than you, but Graves is very equal. That passive just makes him so tanky. And then on top of Soraka's heal...
Yeah, the amount of armor that he has, it's immense. It's really high.
And Graves is going to be immovable.
Like
you were speaking about Yorick
yeah.
being immovable, he's going to be just like that.
Yeah. And look at the passive. The lane is pushing now, so Antigen... He's trying his best not to push this lane further than he has to, but so many creeps in the lane means it is going to be pushing just naturally. And Antigen and Sand playing a little bit defensively. Well, as I say that, he buckshots the entire wave, so proving me wrong. How much gold is he seeing at the moment?
I'm sorry?
765 gold on Graves. I thought he was pushing the lane to potentially fall back and maybe pick up some farm, but it doesn't seem to be the case.
No. Ooh, we can see top lane. Nestrilis used this as his ult, and Wicked's going on it.
Now Nestrilis, the Ignite does go down, and that Shuriken so close. Had the Shuriken landed, Wicked may have been able to land 1 or 2 more auto attacks, potentially picking up a kill.
I don't think that would have been a kill. Sand has his ult.
Yeah. And
so,
Wish was available.
This is actually really good that he got away, so Sand didn't have to use his ult. But Vlad was safe regardless. He didn't have anything to follow up on those Shurikens. He was out of energy, his cooldowns. He hasn't even maxed Shuriken, so his Shuriken's not going to hit as hard. And his Electrical Surge was, I think it was stacked 2 auto attacks, so I don't think he had the damage to kill Vlad.
Well, Nestrilis gets away, manages to burn the ultimate and the Ignite from Wicked. So Flash is coming back available very shortly for Wicked, but no Ignite, so he's not going to be able to commit to another big fight. But of course saying that Ghost and Heal was used by Nestrilis at the same time. So...
Though I said this earlier, Kennen does beat Vlad in top lane, especially with this hybrid style where you're going to be all up in Vlad's face. He doesn't have the cooldown reduction or the sustain to really heal that constant stream of auto attacks.
We got a lot of CLG players moving down to the bottom. Position reverse is probably going to come out very, very shortly. The Acid Hunters have landed. Stand United has come down onto Sand, and now all of a sudden we've got a 5-man CLG in this bottom river.
Oh, Wicked's in bot.
Yeah, I thought they were going to push for Dragon. That's what my assumption was going to be, but it seems as though they've fallen backwards.
Codex is an Oracles. That's 10-minute Oracles. Oh,
there's the position reverser, and Antigen manages to get away. Shockwave pulls 2 of them back, but they're focusing the wrong champions. Very little damage going down. The dissonance does land on Sand. Wish is blown at the end of the day, as well as summon a heal. A lot of ultimates used, but it does manage to pick up the kill. So CLG tie the gold up. If they can pick this Dragon up, it'll give them a small advantage.
Ness is here, so I don't think they'll be doing Dragon. No, they're backing off.
Now the problem is if they all recall, it may open it up for Na'Vi to do Drake. You know,
that's what they're scared of. That's kind of why Wicked is lingering slightly.
He does have that Slicing Maelstrom available as well as Flash, so he's going to be able to at least commit to a big fight, you know, jump in there and put some damage down. And there we go.
I think they're just going to go for the Dragon anyway, because to their understanding, most of the ults have already been burnt.
And we do see now Na'Vi, they have Leash Dragon, will keep close on its hit points. Anybody's going to be able to steal the Butcher. The Infected Cleaver goes out. Dragon resets. And that sounded like
this is really bad.
Yeah. Na'Vi now forced away. Compliments of some aggressive poke from CLG.
You're right, that burst is really high from Orianna.
Yep.
That dissonance.
Dissonance, in terms of just raw base numbers, Dissonance deals more damage than Command Attack, but of course it is double the mana cost, and it relies a lot more on positioning. You know, Command Attack, you throw it like it's a skill shot, and you have to rely then on that skill shot to be accurate for the Dissonance to be able to deal damage. So if you're confident with Orianna, you can land those balls, put them in the right positions, then it makes sense to land the Dissonance over the attack.
I'd guess Frog is confident.
I would say the same. And
here's Dragon.
So now being leashed, but will CLG be able to stay on this? They've got most of their ultimates back. Frog has taken a little bit of damage, and now CLG are the ones that are falling backwards. In the previous fight that we watched, our previous game, it was Teamless and Absolute Legends. The big fight, the determining factor in the first 20-25 minutes of the game was the Dragons. One team would win a big dragon fight convincingly, 2 or 3 kills, and pick up the Drake. Position reverse onto Shen. He's just going to taunt away. Now there comes the commitment. Slicing Maelstrom is out. Now the command shockwave pulls him. It actually pulls Soraka and Shen to safety. Wicked Top is the one that goes down at the end of the day.
They were really, really greedy with that Oracle, and the ball was just slightly behind, slightly ahead, so it pulled the Shen away instead of pulling him back. Shen was so close to dying.
Yeah.
I was really, really, really...
And Sand as well. Look at the hit points on Sand. Pop the Summoner Wish. But it was just that shockwave. It actually pulled them to safety.
Exactly.
And Shen's taunt, he got it off before any additional CC could land from Crepo or, Wicked.
This dragon, oh wow, well
the damage coming out. Flash and Defile, their attention is on Frog, and he does manage to get stunned from a Leona. Crepo Stillington once again goes in. Now there's no Requiem, the Lay Waste is going to pick up the kill, so it's a Leona for Karthus, and it's a trade 1-for-1. Froggen has no blue buff and no mana, which means
it may have been 1-for-1, but they're all so low that they can just go and do this dragon. I mean, Sand is low, but his flash is up, so if anything really gets near him, he's just going to hightail it out of there. Though I'm not sure they're going to be doing quick enough, because now with Wicked here, they might be able to contest it.
And the back and forth, we are still talking about the same dragon that was leashed more than 3 minutes ago. Yeah. We started this dragon engagement at around about 10 minutes 20, and we've hit 3.5 minutes almost, and the dragon is still standing.
It's a stalemate.
Yep, it is. Neither team, and again, the risk right now is on CLG, okay, because Na'Vi have one game in the bag. Na'Vi have the ability to lose a game and still come back. But whether or not CLG have what it takes to pick up a victory now and come back or not, it remains to be seen. It's a big psychological
I'm gonna have to give that back and forth to Na'Vi, simply because if you take a look at Vlad's creep kills to Wicked's, I mean, Wicked has a kill, but so does Vlad, and Vlad also has 2 assists on top of that kill. And on top of those 2 assists, he's ahead 24 creeps. Wicked was kind of running around while Vlad was trying to take every little scrap of farm he could get. So now Vlad is ahead of Wicked, whereas before Wicked was really destroying Vlad.
It doesn't show too much. It's only a 600 gold difference, which is not a huge amount at this stage in the game.
If Vlad gets ahead, he really pushes it in your face, however. Yeah, he's really, really strong.
No towers down. Dragon finally looked like it is going to go down. This may go the way of CLG. Relatively uncontested, actually, all things considered. They do pick it up.
Shen didn't have ult, and they knew that. And Shen was top lane. I don't know why he was.
Well, either way, that now picks them back into it. Gold lead is now in favor of CLG. They've got the abilities to win team fights if they can engage to, slightly more effectively, not underneath the turret and not maybe being caught out. And it's going to come down to, once the towers go down and whether or not the players start committing to the team fights correctly. Now, we know CLG has got great coordination and great control, but it's 2 slightly different team fight styles. You've got Vladimir and Karthus who dive right in the middle of everybody, and they specialize in dealing DPS, even from beyond the grave. If Hemoplague is on and Karthus is still dealing damage with Defile and Death Defied. You've got single target focus from several champions on CLG, and then you've got AoE Froggen, AoE Wicked in terms of their ultimates, AoE Crepo. It's going to come down to how the players use their abilities and how they commit. So 3-4 is the kill, 16 minutes in, 200 gold separates these guys. Let's have a look at the gold graph at the moment. Middle lane, 4,700 to 4,600. Top lane, 3,500 on Wicked to 3,900 on Nezrelas. Bottom lane, Urgot sending 3-9 to Graves 3-7. So it's as even as you're going to be.
Yeah, but Nezrelas went for a really early Rylai's. It's not something I see ever. Normally you see Vlad getting a Hex Revolver. So I don't think he's going for those long fights. I think he's going for the CC. Which is kind of what Navi's lacking. They do have that Shantant, they have a Karthus Wall, but aside from that, they don't really have much to keep people in place for that AoE.
I'm going to have to see whether or not that Sanguine Pool plus the Rylai's is going to be enough slow to actually hold CLG in place. But with neither tower being down and only the Dragons being the big team fight engagements at the moment, I don't really know whether or not or when this is going to be happening. Yep, Citizen Wayne's been camping in that grass for a little bit of time. And we're going to have to see whether or not he can actually set up again, because he's been here for a very long time. There was some blue pings going down from CLG, so I think they know something's up. Or at least they had a feeling that something was going wrong or going down.
That's what I like about Citizen. I see him a lot of the time roaming to other lanes and trying to help them out. And it's really, really something that mid lanes should be doing a lot more, especially with heavy gankers. I'm not saying that Karthus is a really heavy ganker, but he has that nice
wall. We do have the pressure on the top lane. So let's just move forward. Hemoplague has gone down onto Wicked. Knight has been popped as well. Sanguine Pool still needs to be used. There goes the Sanguine Pool, but that was just for safety. Ghost has been popped. Requiem ended up being used to pick up the assist, and I think Shen cancelled his ultimate. I don't understand. How did Shen get an assist on that?
I don't know. Shen got an assist top lane?
Yes, Shen picked up an assist on that kill, but I have no idea why. So
I have... One sec. I'm going to rewind.
We'll keep a close eye on that. Very good dive from Nezrelas. Well coordinated, well controlled. Even while tanking all the damage, he saved his Sanguine Pool till it was absolutely necessary.
And I looked at the rewind, and Shen didn't even use his ultimate at all.
Maybe I was dreaming. Now on the bottom lane, lots of pressure going down. Yellow Pete takes a huge amount of damage, buckshot collateral damage, and a few auto attacks. But it's not enough to break through the 63 armor and the 1500 hit points. So Yellow Pete is able to walk away with his life, if not being completely damaged.
No, you definitely weren't dreaming. Shen got an assist from that.
I thought I seen that on the animation, but I didn't see a stand united, so it wasn't on cooldown. Either way, there goes the position reverser. Cotton X manages to land the taunt, but unfortunately Antigen was a little bit away. Leona locks up at least two of the champions under the tower. Finally, stand united gets used. That's going to save both himself and Sand Mansion. And Navi...
Crepo's going to have to try to get out of there.
Now we're going to see if we can follow him, chase him up. He's got pretty good movement speed. Flash is also available, so he's going to be able to get away.
Froggen's coming to help him. I don't think they'll be able to pick him up.
Nah, that's great play from Crepo. Moving straight up to the mid.
And as we talk about that, bot lane goes down.
Yeah, so the first towers have been traded. Bottom tower and...
Top tower.
Top tower. There we go. Middle tower as well. Yeah, and it's middle tower as well. So Froggen was able to completely push that lane down, even though he's 0-0-2. 173 CS to the 136 of Citizen Wayne.
Very far ahead.
But
right now.
Citizen Wayne 3-1-2. So yes, 40 creep kills works out to what? Call that 800 gold.
He's 200 gold ahead.
Yeah, 3 kills, 2 assists, and the dragon in their bank. That's the difference. The dragon is the difference. The kills and assists makes it completely even for the mids, but the 190 bonus from Drake balances out. And of course, there's farming gold as well, tower gold as well. But the game is as even as it's going to be. Gold is bang on even. 100 gold difference. There's so little in it, it's not even worth mentioning. Graves has finished his Infinity Edge. Urgot has got the Brutalizer, the Glacial Shroud, and the first cloth armor of his Frozen Heart completed.
Urgot was never really able to secure any kills in bot lane, so that's going to put Graves at an advantage. I mean, Urgot does fall off in terms of damage unless you build it. So a big issue for late game I see for CLG is having that damage. Because pretty much, yeah, that's it. Soraka's going to be able to really turn people into tank machines. Now that she's running Summoner Heal, her AoE heal potential is very high.
Now we're going to have to see, we've got the towers down, and this is the next 5 to 10 minutes is what's going to determine this game. Because we've transitioned now into the sort of team fight phase. Dragon is back up once again, and it took close to 7 or 8 minutes, well, about 4 or 5 minutes just to pick up that previous Dragon. Teams recalling, deaths going back and forth, loads of pressure. And now we want to see who's
we don't
going
have
to
an
pick this one
Oracles on
up.
CLG, so all this vision control is going to go to Na'Vi. So CLG have no vision of where Na'Vi is at the moment. They know they're in the Dragon Pit, but they don't know anything else.
Now, a little bit of damage going on to Nezreal. Citizen Wayne moving forward, thinking about committing, thinking about jumping in. He does have Flash and Exhaust available.
Cottonex is moving from behind. They know where he is now.
Just try to keep an eye on this. We've just got this standoff. We've got this duel. 1v1. Who's going to fire first? Who's going to get caught out first? Shen can join the party at any time and stand united. He's taking some damage now from Snoopy. Dashes over the wall. Dragon.
Now, CLG should fight this second, but they weren't in position. Once Shen has his taunt down, he's got no method of keeping people in place. That would have been the perfect time to start a fight.
I mean, just the standoff. Just waiting to see what happens. Cottonex.
Eventually, Navi's going to come out ahead, because every point of damage can't be healed. Whereas any point of damage it does to Na'Vi is going to be healed swiftly by Soraka.
Summon a heal.
heal.
Yep, and summon a heal is another 25 seconds for Soraka. Every summoner ability is available for CLG, and they're waiting for Soraka's one. There's the ball. It's sitting there. It's giving vision. Dragon's down to 1,800. They're going to wait to see if someone's going to commit. This Dragon's going to go the way of Na'Vi. Vladimir is now moving forward, put a few of the damage down with those Tides of Blood. The Taunt manages to lock up too. The Flash comes in from Citizen Wayne. He's got the Defile ticking over. He's the first one to actually fall. In reply, Oriana's managed to pick up 2 kills with that. Requiem comes out, 1 kill, so it's a 2-for-2 trade at the moment. Graves is going to be able to deal additional sustained damage. So many summoner heals being used, but now Antigen's caught out, and this fight has gone horribly wrong for Na'Vi. They just got blown up too quickly once they committed.
It's true. Now Vlad's going to fall.
Vlad is going to go down in the background. One more attack is going to finish it out, so that's 3 kills for Froggen. And Sam walks away with very low life.
That went in all the right ways for CLG and all the wrong ways.
It was such a great fight. It looked really good from the beginning. The commitment from the Hemo Plague, the AoE going in, and I assumed they were going to be able to blow up Leona and potentially Urgot fairly early on. But just
Leon died.
Yeah, the Slicing Maelstrom from Kennen in conjunction with all the AoE from Froggen and the unkillability of Snoopy just made it so hard for them to pick up that team fight, and they were able to close it out thanks to the tanky champions. So we've reset once again. 1,000 gold is, even though they lost the fight though, keep in mind it was a 3-for-4 trade, 2-for-4 trade.
They got Leona and Wicked.
Yeah, so 2-for-4.
Yeah, 4-4.
But they did pick up the Dragon. So
I think that actually went to Na'Vi.
Yeah,
in terms of like raw gold.
Dragon went the way of Na'Vi, but the bonuses and all the kills. CLG now actually in the lead with gold.
But it's not that much.
No, it's small numbers at this point in time. Oriana's finished her death cap as well as the Rod of Ages. Karthus currently not sitting on that death cap just yet.
He's 1,000 gold away. He's still quite a long way. One thing I did notice that I wanted to talk about, just point out, is that Kennen and Vlad, both champions who are very commonly picking up the Hextech Revolver, did not pick it up at all this game. Neither champion.
And they're not
they
going
went
for
straight
that
towards
sustained.
big items like Abyssal Scepter, Rylai's.
I like the fact as well, in terms of Nezreal, he's picked up the Ionian Boots of Lucidity. So, opting not to go for those Sorcerer Shoes, not going for that extra magic penetration, but instead going for cooldown reduction. And let's actually see what his CDR is on at the moment. 19% complements Runes Masteries and those boots. And maybe we'll see Morello's.
That's 4% from offense and 15 from those Lucidity. I don't think he's going to build a Spirit Visage. It's way too late for that.
Yep. Depending on how things go, if Na'Vi do start to fall a little bit behind, and he needs to pick up some raw stats and raw information right now, then it's potentially possible, because it's a fairly cheap item, and the bonuses that it can give to a Vladimir are very, very powerful. But
yes,
I don't think it'll be... You're right, I don't think it's a smart choice. The fact that they've gone for big items first is a big indicator towards that as well.
Yeah. But, Wicked's gonna go for Azonias right now, which is really smart, because you saw in the last fight, even though CLG won, Wicked was the first to go, so that's very smart of him. And, what could actually happen now is if Wicked becomes a little bit tankier, he can start all the fights, Froggen will throw his ball, and the second Wicked starts his ult, the Shockwave will pull everyone closer to him. so that Wicked's going to be able to really, really hurt them with the damage and the stuns.
I can't get over just how passive this game is at the moment. Yes, we do have 7-8 on the scoreboard, and the only fights that we've really seen, the big engagements, they've all been around Dragon. But neither team is playing aggressively at all, relatively speaking. There's been very few invades. Look at the vision around Baron buff at the moment. CLG, several wards in and around the river itself, as well as the top lane. Na'Vi, they've got wards in their own jungle, as well as vision on the Baron. Both teams are very afraid to lose.
Cotton bought the first and only Oracles that game. Neither team has an Oracles at the moment. He lost to his in the last fight. But, oh, there we go. Leona just picked up an Oracles the second I said that.
Caster's curse. As soon as you say something that's factual, they prove it otherwise. So, Oracle's back up. That is potentially meaning that we're going to see either another Dragon engagement or Baron. Because
I think CLG kind of guessed that Na'Vi, since they had that control over that area, they went and warded as much things as possible. Many things as possible. Sorry, my bad English. But now that CLG has sort of been able to chase them away from that area, it's the kind of back and forth zoning of lanes. So now they're going to go and clear the vision. And since they were there first, they're going to have all the vision. So it's I was here first. So in terms of back and forth, Navi's not going to see anything. But the second that Na'Vi walk into that area, CLG will see everything.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what they need in order to get that perfect engage.
Well, 200 gold behind at the moment. They've got a very, very aggressive CLG. Move all the way into Na'Vi's jungle. And looking like they're trying to siege this top lane as best as they can. Snoopy is a little bit out of position. I don't really know if I like the fact that he's sitting here alone. Putting some damage down. 800 hit points taken off with this first creep wave. And I don't know if CLG want to engage under the turret. But I'm going to see whether or not Na'Vi want to play aggressively. So little in it. It's only going to time down. The Shadow Dash taunt does miss. So Cottonex just dodging or, not landing that skill shot. Of course, using energy instead of mana. He's going to be able to get that back very, very quickly. And it's already back and available.
Straka managed to
damage! The command attack plus the dissonance. That chunked Citizen from about 80% hit points down to 40%. And Antigen, at all the health that he's missing, that's one attack and one dissonance coming out from Orianna at the moment.
I think this is going to go back to when Orianna was released. What people like to do is they like to just poke under turret. They would hit them one time. If a squishy champion like, for example, Ashe got hit by a QW, the next time they get hit by a QW, they're dead. Because of the ultimate.
So we're looking at the moment, because of that little ball sitting there floating once again, and look at the damage. Now they're going to commit to this. Cottonex does dive and taunt at least one or two champions. Wicked should be able to pick up a kill onto Citizen Wayne in the background. The Knight is going to be able to do that, so that's the first one down. He does get taken out in return. From beyond the grave, Requiem comes out. Now Nezrelas does get saved from a Stand United from taunt. Managed to shut down the killing spree on Orianna. And that's a 2-for-2 exchange. Make that a 2-for-3 exchange because CLG lose Urgot as well. And Graves managed to pick up even more kills. Oh, I missed both of those. So Graves and
that was actually
Soraka.
A one fight for Na'Vi.
Yep, huge turnaround. I just want to quickly fast forward. I missed the ending of that. Graves, there we go, chasing on the bottom lane. Antigen flash forward to those auto attacks. What looked like such a good start from CLG just completely turns around. They had to dive past the tower, take too much damage to kill Karthus. Then he could just deal all the damage with Requiem from beyond the grave. And Graves was untouched. Graves is completely untouched.
Especially since now he has his Infinity Edge, he's going to be hurting. But the biggest problem I found in that fight is that, yeah, they used everything for Karthus, who wants to die. He really wants to die in the team fight. Even if he did die all the way behind, Wicked was really, really trying to secure that kill. He E'd, he flashed, and he got exhausted. And he died without really using his ult. And then Karthus finally fell, and then his Requiem just destroyed CLG's HP.
So much damage coming out from Citizen Wayne at the moment. And even with the kills and whatnot, Snoopy was able to pick up Dragon. They're only 1,000 gold ahead. CLG are not as far behind as it would look. I mean, they've got, I don't want to say they've got map control, but they were roaming the Na'Vi jungle. They're moving around fairly freely. They picked up the Dragon pretty freely. And I think they're in a good position, but they just need to pick better engagements.
Definitely.
912 is your kill score. I'm going to quickly pull up the gold graphs at the moment. Citizen Wayne, 9,500 to 10,200 on Orianna. Top lane, Wicked, 7,800 to the 8,300 on Nezreal. 500 is nothing at this stage. Bottom lane, 7,400 to 9,400 on Graves.
If you take a look...
Now that's a big difference.
Froggen has the biggest concentration of gold in the game. However, every single person on his team is behind by a lot. They haven't gotten a single person over 9,000 or even close to be over 9,000. Whereas on Navi's team, everyone is on a fairly even. I mean, everyone except for the support are kind of close. But it's true that gold in concentration is a lot better than gold spread out. It seems that this is the exception, where Navi's all in an equal level of strength, whereas only one person on CLG is really strong at the moment.
And we do see when that Wicked
Froggen
is just
used his ult just for Karthus, all that damage, all that gold that was put towards that damage was kind of wasted.
Now, one thing to point out that is very, very important right now, Wicked has completed his Hourglass. So it's taken a little bit longer than you would have thought, but now that it is completed, if he's able to commit to a fight and throw that Hourglass up, that could be the differentiator. You know, get exhausted, pop up Hourglass, get out, waste out the duration, then come back with a little bit more energy, a little bit more cooldowns, and potentially turn things in your favor. Snoopy wearing the Oracle's Elixir, clearing out the Baron wards once again, coming back to the vision discussion that you had earlier.
Just gonna make one comment. The second I said over 9,000, I quickly looked at the chat, and there were over 9,000 jokes everywhere.
I was wondering why you didn't put an emphasis on it. I mean, come on. If you know you're going to say the line, at least...
I'm not really a huge Dragon Ball Z
fan,
fan,
come on. You got to throw some love. It's over 9,000? What, 9,000?
That can't be possible.
So we got a very big engagement here at the moment. Wicked sees them shit. Cottonex is moving forward. Now CLG, they're, I don't want to say overcommitted, but they're on the Na'Vi side of the jungle. They have to go through Na'Vi. And Kite is very powerful. Shirelia's Reverie has been used. And the slow from Dissonance is so powerful.
CLG's playing this really well. They're not letting them get anywhere near to get that wall down, and they were just hitting them as they were backing away.
Orianna is a great Kite champion. The shield, the dissonance, the fact that it gives your teammates a movement speed buff, and it slows the opposing team. It's very, very powerful. And I'm sure you know Studio, who's casted with us a couple times before. He's a huge fan of Orianna and watching the kite that Orianna can put down. So watching how there's the position reversal. They've turned it on to Sand. Sand gets blown up, but manages to use Wish and Summon a Heal to survive there. The first death is actually going to be Wicked this time around. Sand manages to get away. Compliments of all that heal and flash. Yellow Peak gets taunted with the Shadow Dash. Does manage to pick up the kill onto Soraka. Dies in exchange for it though, so it's a 1-for-2. Citizen Wayne is now down, but he's still got that Requiem. Has started to channel it. Snoopy's going to get completely blown up. The only ones to escape are Crepo and Froggen. 2 for 3. And once again, CLG committing to a fight, but not managing to get the advantage that they needed. They caught Soraka out, but they couldn't kill her.
It was split focus, the entire team fight, because you say they were going for Soraka. I distinctly saw Urgot try to kill Graves alone. And Wicked tried to jump out at no HP. Antigen picked up the kill and just flashed away. It was very split focus. Some people went for Soraka, some people went for Karthus. Karthus was actually alone next to Froggen and Mundo when he died. When he died in that river bush, he was just trying to hammer down on Froggen. He got into quite low HP. However, that shield did save his life there.
Well, we've just got a small break in the action. I do just want to say mad props to Beat It, the Dreamhack tournament. This is sponsored by MSI and SteelSeries. Make sure you head over to Facebook and just throw them some likes, guys. Give them some love. And to Somi and Scarf, who are the two admins for the tournament. They've been with me on Tuesday, they've been with me Thursday, and of course they're here today. Actually, I've been with them because this is their tournament, and I've been shoutcasting it with them. Huge props to the admins. They've done a great job for the tournament. And we're busy watching CLG 4,000 gold behind Na'Vi. They're one game down, potentially not qualifying for Dreamhack.
Na'Vi's ahead again, right?
Yep.
Will this put CLG in the lower bracket, or were they already there?
This is a lower bracket game. So
yeah,
if CLG go out here, they actually go out of the qualifiers entirely. So what would happen then is CLG would need to decide whether or not they commit to go to the open LAN and try to earn their spot in the open LAN, because 4 teams from today will get through, and on the lane itself, 4 teams will qualify from the Bring Your Own Computer one. So it's
I
a bit
actually might be
scary.
going to bring my own computer one.
That would be great. With your team or just...
Some team that I'm playing with right now.
Oh, great. Good luck to you. I would love it if this could go to a game number 3. I would really love it if this could go game number 3. I want CLG to pick up a victory here. Because I
really
want to
want
see more
CLG to
games.
qualify. I mean, they're such a good team, just not been able to qualify. Did they qualify for IPL 5 though?
They have qualified for IPL 5.
So we're gonna most definitely see them there, and we're gonna see what they can bring.
I want to quickly ask Mr. Admins, if you guys are listening, can I get an update on the games? How have the rest of them gone? Who's winning? Who's losing? People in chat want to know, and I'll try to find out the information for you.
I also want to know who has over 9,000 gold.
Who has over 9,000 gold? Let's see.
Everyone except for Soraka, Leona, and Urgot.
Yep. Soraka fairly low down. Well, support and support, same gold. But compare the difference. Urgot 8,800 to 11,500 on Graves. It's huge. It's such a big difference.
Still, Froggen is the highest, but look at the AD and AP. The mid lane.
Now,
they're both closing in quite fast.
what do you think about the champion selection at the moment in terms of if this game pushes forward another 5, 10, 15 minutes?
Definitely Navi. Any team that has Karthus on it is going to win late game. Because Karthus has definite damage. No matter who you are or where you're standing, you're going to get hit by Requiem.
Yeah, it's true. There's no way to dodge it. There's no way to get away from it.
I mean, Kennen falls off. Urgot falls off. I'm not sure about Orianna, but Graves technically kind of falls off because he's short-ranged, but he's still an auto-attack AD, so... Oh, a failed ultimate from Leona. Just missing Citizen.
And just a quick update, I have found out that Absolute Legends versus Teamless is currently 1-1. Now Creppo has managed to move forward. They've stunned Citizen way enough. One more Acid Hunter may be able to actually pick up the kill. Leona manages to pick that up with something, I'm not quite sure what. Oh, it's the Ignite. Tick from Ignite. Karthus now opting not to use the Requiem. And that was a bit...
He shouldn't have died. Soraka used her ultimate after he died. Shen still has his ult. Citizen should not have died there.
Now let's see what CLG can do to turn this around. Absolute Legends versus Teamless, by the way, 1-1. AL won the first game, Teamless won the second game. They're currently in the third one. We'll jump over to that once this is done. Well, we'll stay here if it goes to a third game. But CLG can only have 30 seconds before Karthus gets back. They should be able to at least take the turret down. Wow, Nezreles has taken quite a lot of damage. The position reverser gets cancelled, actually. I don't know if that was a silence possibly coming out into Yellow Pete. Nezreles is going to be shut down in the background. Hourglass is available for Wicked. Wasn't actually used. I don't know if it was cast there or not.
No, he used it.
1v2 trade at the moment. 1v3, and Graves still alive. This all started with a position reverser onto Graves, and he ends up picking up a triple kill and walking away. I
hate to point fingers, but Wicked lost in that team fight when he was forced to use his Hourglass because he tanked turrets.
So much damage. So much damage. Hourglass was available there, was used earlier, but the position reverser, I think it was cancelled, unless I'm mistaken. The silence from Soraka, I believe, cancelled it. Another quick update. Moscow 5 have defeated XHCL 2-1. Moscow 5 have qualified for Dreamhack. And XHCL dropped to the lower bracket. They'll be facing the winner of one of these games, or potentially Fnatic. We'll have to just... No. Yeah, the winner of this or Fnatic. We'll double check that once we get to the ladder. But 7,000 gold, they've lost Inhibitor now, they've lost the turret. And CLG just are committing to the wrong fights.
Yeah, they kind of get these pickoffs here and there, and they're like, yeah guys, we got it, let's push forward. Oh, we messed up. That's kind of what's been happening. They get pumped, they get like the momentum to just push forward, and then they mess up under a turret. It happened last time over on the top turret, and it happened again over at mid turret. So you're right, they're engaging in all the wrong places when they have the means to do a perfect engage.
The other thing that I find very interesting as well is every time they have committed to these big fights, we've seen it a little bit earlier on that Middle River. Yellow Pete doing a soft one to Soraka. They didn't manage to kill Soraka. Soraka got away, got the heals off, and then managed to pull some more attention. You know, Yellow Pete had to flash after Soraka to pick up the kill. This time around, once again, the swap was onto Graves. The intention looked like, hey, let's blow Graves up because then we can push down the rest of this lane.
I'm really sorry to interrupt you, but oh my god, look at Graves. Look at his items.
Yep. Bloodthirster, Infinity Edge, Phantom Dancer, and Last Whisper.
when you see an AD get these items, you're thinking to yourself, oh god, what am I gonna do?
And unfortunately, just not enough focus from CLG when they do commit into that single champion. So, Moscow 5, they've made it through. They are... I don't think we're going to be playing the upper bracket finals or semi-finals because we are only trying to find the top 4. So I believe we're going to stick with lower bracket games from the remainder. And we'll, of course, confirm that once we get through to the next stages of the tournament. But at the moment...
Shame that Fragzone got dropped out. They're good friends. Good friends of mine.
They were knocked out by Fnatic in the first lower bracket game, weren't they?
I think so.
So they went down, unfortunately. Pretty good game to begin with. And, you know, well played, making it to the top 8. I mean, big kudos to them to be in the same league as the other professional teams that are up at the moment.
They're an ex-East team, so East does have some potential. And I'm saying that only because I used to play on East.
Alright, okay. So, everybody that is asking and wondering, co-caster, this is Broken Shard. High-ranked ELO player playing on EU West. Do you live in Europe, Broken?
I live in Israel.
Ah, alright. So, what's your latency to EU West?
To US?
EU West.
EU West, between 80 and 120.
Well, that's not too bad at all. So,
I get laughed at by my German friends.
Yeah, mine's 20.
Sitting at 15.
Yeah, mine's 20, and I've got a pretty poor connection. But
are you from South Africa, by the way?
Originally South Africa, living in...
Yeah, I can hear it on the accent. That's really cool.
Do you know a lot of South Africans in Israel?
Yes, a lot.
Wow, okay. I don't know, I think that was sarcasm, but whatever.
No, there are a lot of South Africans here in Israel.
Oh, wow, that's interesting. In the bottom lane, though, we see Cottonex and Snoopy now bashing one another in the face. It's the least exciting battle we've watched all day long. They've been continually auto-attacking.
Snoopy doing 2 damage to Cotton, Cotton replying by doing 3 damage.
That's exactly how it goes, but look at the pressure. While this is happening in the bottom lane, Cottonex is going to be able to use that Stand United to move to the top lane if he wants to.
I think he's going to have to use Stand United to survive.
We'll have to see. That Sadism is going to be wearing off fairly soon. He does have red buff, but
he's
Shen
faster,
is just too... Well, Shen's going to be able to use the dashes continually over and over and just put himself out of range. So, the most boring battle all day long, brought to you by Quick Shot and Baroncast. Broken Shard, sorry. Broken Shard. My bad, I was looking at Skype. So, 13-20, 7 kills difference. Finally, we've got a noticeable gold lead. But
remember when I said Spirit Massage is a bad item to pick up?
It has been picked up?
Yeah, it just got picked up by Mundo.
There we go.
Whereas on Mundo, it actually makes sense because they have no Ignite, so he's gonna really heal. And his problem is staying alive long enough to help. Oh, there's the ult on Citizen.
Look at that. That's an interesting move. The ult to get onto Baron quicker. And Baron is being melted. 8,600 hit points already. The Wall of Pain was up. Now the Wall of Pain is gone, but 5,000 hit points on Nasha. Na'Vi, maybe not 100% certain. They're falling back a little bit. Yeah,
good strategy, bad execution. If Citizen had helped on that Baron, I think they would have had it fast enough.
But instead, he was trying to play interference. Trying to keep CLG out of it.
That, I think, in my opinion, that wall is plenty interference. He just needed to lay waste that Baron a couple of times. He'd be dealing lots of damage. Huge damage.
And I like to say is massive damage.
Tons of damage.
There we go. Tons of damage. Or brilliant damage, whichever you prefer. If you've listened to my cast a few times.
He doesn't have a Triforce, though. I don't think he's legally allowed to do tons of damage.
Alright, fair enough. That's the rule. No Triforce means no tons of damage. You heard it here first. But Na'Vi just pick up a free, inhibitor
also,
turret.
He's not a jungler, so he can't deal tons of damage.
Now we're gonna have to see.
Citizen might get caught out here.
Citizen's a little bit out of position, but so is Cottonex. Snoopy's playing very, very aggressively, taking a little bit of damage. That key strike proc from Shen landing, trying to keep her close. Leona doesn't manage to land that little dash of hers. There's few auto attacks coming out, and now comes Cottonex. He's managed to lock up Wicked top. Leona gets a pretty good stun. There goes the shockwave. Damage exchange all the way back and forth. Hemoplague is going to pop. The first one to fall is Vladimir, followed up by Karthus. 2 kills apiece so far, but Graves is in the back, continually dealing damage. Nobody can get to him. Nobody can focus down Graves. And it's the reason they keep winning these team fights. Now there's a very good shockwave, dissonance coming out. Almost melts Cottonex, but he manages to heal through it. Compliments of Soraka, and that's going to be GG. CLG
this game is over.
Going down 2-0 to Natus Vencia.
The second Froggen got caught by that taunt, it was over. Because Froggen would just melt. And now he's selling all his items, and he's got 4 Guardian Angels.
So unlucky at the moment. It was just bad fights. Bad decision making, I think.
Froggen is sitting on 330 armor and 200 magic resist.
Really, really unlucky. Graves Antigen was left to free farm the entire game. 10-10, finishing on an even 300 CS. A complete build. Never focused in the team fights. And well played to Natas Vencia. They make it through. They knock CLG out of the tournament. They are still in the lower bracket though, so they have not actually qualified for Dreamhack just yet. They do need to play a few more games. And wow, what do you think of that?
Very, very. I want to be careful with my words, but I think CLG could have played that a lot better.
So let's have a quick look. There's the kill scores at the moment. I'm going to be bringing up the damage done. And wow, that tells a story. Compared